Okay, so I recorded this video once. I looked adorable. The lighting was perfect, but it was like 10 minutes long, rambling in a circle, and I was like, who's gonna watch this? Like, dumb. So I'm hoping to get you guys caught up within like 3 minutes. So here's the rundown of the last couple weeks. It started out with a really bad self-image day. One that I looked in the mirror and I was like, I don't like how I look, and what I'm doing isn't working, and running isn't working, and why am I running? And then once I got going on that downward spiral, I just kept going, and I was like, well, I don't like how I look, I don't like how I feel, I don't like this, and I don't like that. And the next thing I knew, I was like, I don't even know who I am. Like, I'm making running a priority, and I'm going running instead of playing with my kid, and just on and on and on. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not running. I'm not signing up for races. I'm not running. I will never run again. And I didn't. I did the bike. I did some strength. I did some cardio, some boxing for the last 2-ish weeks. And I realized during those 2 weeks a few things. I realized, one, I honestly love running. Like, it brings me steadfast joy. And that's my goal this year, is steadfast joy. And I was like, why am I not running? Just because I was crazy for a day. This is the 3-minute version, so a lot more goes into it than being crazy, but that's what we're gonna go with. So I decided that I was going to go back to running, and I started running on the tread because there's only so many minutes in a day. And I was like, well, if I don't want to take time away from my family or from other things that are on my priority list, how can I fit running in? Because I'm a full-time worker, I'm a mom, and my work is flexible. However, I do have set hours. So it's not like I run my own business or that I'm a stay-at-home mom. And it's really hard, especially in the winter in Wisconsin, because it's dark so long. Like, I have very small window of opportunity. And so I realized that if in January and February I'm a little over a year out from my marathon, if I run a little less mileage than I plan, it's not the end of the world. I don't need to, at this time, stick to a specific running plan. And I've mentioned this before, I have this like crazy ability to say I'm going to do something and just make it happen. And so maybe I'd be wrong, but I feel like, although it would not feel good, I feel like as long as I run, I'm going to be able to do what it takes to be able to complete a marathon. And so I was like, I can run on the tread. If it's nice out, I can run outside. You know, if we have nothing going on, is it really taking anything away from my family if I go on a run instead of like sit and watch TV? Like, let's rationalize some of these crazy thoughts. And I do realize I'm over 3 minutes, but we'll get there. And so I decided to pick up running. Well, while I had been not running, I was restricting food. However, I was restricting food not in the typical sense where I was like doing it on purpose. I didn't pick up on it until I took out 2 pieces of sandwich bread, and then I put one back, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a red flag. And then I started talking to a friend, and I was like, ooh, like some of this is red flags for disordered eating and eating disorders and things like that. So I recognized that, and I picked up on it. The crazier thing is, I went for a 15-minute run on the tread, first run back, and I had been restricting food without really thinking about it. Like, it was just what my brain was doing, and I could barely make it through that 15-minute run. Fast forward to today, where the last 3 days I have not been restricting food. And I've been just intuitive eating. You know, the cycle of intuitive eating, when you first start, you eat more than you probably need, but it's your body like taking it in and realizing, you know, you have to go through the whole process again of realizing that if you want more, you can have more, and getting in tune with your body. So I went for a 42-minute base run today, and I went through all 42 minutes faster than what my Garmin watch said. And at the end of it, I stopped because the training was done, but I wanted to go more. And I was like, wait a minute. Just a few days ago, I could barely make it 15 minutes. And I was worried that it like messed everything up by missing a week. But today it proved that it didn't. It was actually my fuel. So when you see people say that fuel matters, it truly does. So anyways, that's the super short, well, not super short. We're 6 minutes and I wanted to be 3. That's the short version of where I was, what I'm doing. I'm back. I'm not going to put so much emphasis on posting videos and check-ins and things like that. I'm just going to get my miles in. And when I check in, I check in. And when I don't, I don't. So make sure you, wherever it is, subscribe so that when I do check in, you will be alerted that there's a new video up. I have not signed up for races yet. I was going to the weekend that I had like my running breakdown. So that's on my to-do list to sign up for my half marathon. I'm thinking of actually doing a different half marathon. It's in April instead of May. But yeah, I don't have any worries about a half marathon. So whichever one, whatever time, I'm not too concerned, but that's kind of where we're at. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.